Now at 6, the latest on the new voting law taking effect in Missouri this week. Plus, an overnight fire burns a historic church in Fort Scott, Kansas. And a Southeast Kansas Fire Department receives new kits to help against smoke inhalation.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A new Missouri voting law taking effect this week is now being challenged in court. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Jalen Banks shares how the law could affect voting for Missouri residents.
Several new laws took effect on Sunday in Missouri. The most notable is House Bill 1878, which would require all voters to provide a photo ID in order to vote.
I think one of the most important aspects of that is the voter ID requirement. We talk about election integrity almost every day in our office, and one of the ways that you can make sure that our election results are accurate is to make sure that those people that are voting actually are the individuals that are coming to the polls.
It expands absentee voting. No excuse absentee, meaning you do not have to give a reason as to why you are absentee voting. It allows anyone to absentee vote 2 weeks prior to the election.
And I think it's safe and secure because we are actually checking their identification when they come in to absentee vote, so we know those are individuals that are eligible and they are who they really say they are. That is an important aspect of it.
Other security measures include banning the use of electronic voting machines connected to the internet. It also requires the use of hand-marked paper ballots after January 1st, 2024.
The legislature every year works on legislation dealing with voting. Some years it's a little more of a sexy topic. Sometimes we get a little bit more traction. Every year we work on the voter ID requirement, the photo ID requirement.
In Jasper County, Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
First day you can absentee vote is September 27th. The last day is November 7th. Authorities charge a former Southwest Missouri high school soccer coach for sex crimes. Tim Mcgee of Willard faces 3 counts of second-degree statutory sodomy. He was scheduled for a plea hearing, but it was rescheduled for a 3rd time. Court records say Mcgee admitted to having a sexual relationship with a 16-year-old girl back in 2009. He was 38 at the time. The relationship ended when the girl moved away, though according to the probable cause statement, he stayed in contact with her for about a year. It's unclear, though, if she was a student at Willard High School when this happened. Mcgee was eventually arrested and charged, but was released on $25,000 bond. Authorities are sifting through the rubble after fire sweeps through a historic church in Fort Scott. The overnight fire burned the Mary Queen of Angels Catholic Church on Holbrook Street. Crews from surrounding departments, several of them, battled the flames through the early morning hours. The fire chief says the roof is a complete loss and the basement is flooded. One Fort Scott firefighter was treated for a minor injury and then released. The state fire marshal is now investigating just what caused the fire. And a St. Mary's priest hopes the exterior walls can be saved as they rebuild that church. The church was built back in 1870. It has meant a lot to the community for generations.
Throughout the evening and the day today, we've had a lot of congregation that have been by, and you can tell they're emotionally upset.
Statues inside the church apparently were not seriously damaged and are still salvageable. The Pittsburgh Fire Department has a new tool to help some people suffering from smoke inhalation. The new Cyano kits treat cyanide poisoning. Cyanide is frequently created during combustion. The fire department says that anyone who inhales the smoke can get that into the bloodstream. Those exposed to enough smoke could be poisoned by the cyanide.
So anytime we go to a house fire and there's people inside who are subjected to smoke, they could very well end up with cyanide poisoning. And some of the statistics that we look at tell us that a good percentage of people who die in residential fires actually die from smoke inhalation.
The Cyano kit is injected quickly, and while the firefighters carry the kits, EMS will actually administer them. Let's check in with Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be a nice Tuesday today. We had showers, thunderstorms on Sunday, and then, of course, during the daytime hours yesterday, but it looks pretty good. We have pretty much clear skies. This is what we're going to see as we go through the evening hours. Any clouds or showers or thunderstorms well to our south across parts of Texas, so we are looking pretty good. Upper 80s to low to mid 90s. Look at that. Neodesha still sitting at 95 degrees as we go through the evening hours. It's going to be a slow drop through the 90s, 80s, eventually the 70s, and then down into low to mid 60s for overnight lows. Now, we do still have some rain chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
And the city of Joplin has begun work on the next phase of the 32nd Street widening project. Now, last week, workers finished the first section of the street. The project will widen the street from Schifferdecker Avenue to Central City Road. The design includes adding a center lane and construction of a sidewalk, shared use path. Completion for the project is set for next summer. Coming up, the latest about a scam in southeast Kansas impersonating an officer. Plus, an expert provides tips on how to give your pets a healthier life on National Holistic Pet Day. Crawford County Sheriff's Office has released a statement today regarding an impersonation scam in the area. Now, they say someone has been calling people claiming to be Sergeant Matthew Peters from the Crawford County Sheriff's Office. The caller then leaves a message with a number to return the call regarding an urgent matter. The Sheriff's Office says, yeah, they do indeed have a Sergeant Matthew Peters, but he is not making those calls. They say if you receive this call, you should call the Sheriff's Office to report it. Today we recognize National Holistic Pet Day. A local dog club's trainer discusses how people can fulfill their dogs' lives. Often dogs spend long hours at home alone without attention when their owners are at work or at school. The trainer says dog owners should make sure they fulfill the dog's need of being a pack animal and have lots of interaction with the dog after and before they go to work.
You know, oftentimes when we come home and at the end of the day, we don't think so much about the needs of the dog. We're happy that the dog's, happy to see us, but we need to put a little bit of effort into the dog too, because it's been waiting for us all day.
When dogs are left by themselves, Smith recommends filling stuffed Kong toys with things like frozen yogurt to keep them busy. State of Missouri has a new resource phone line for senior citizens. It's to connect callers with local health and safety information. Joe Hickman reports from Springfield. The service aims to be a one-stop shop for those over age 60.
As you can tell from the packed parking lot at the Southside Senior Center, the more mature grown-ups are happy to be back out in the world following the pandemic, and the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services is trying to make their lives a little easier by offering this resource line, where you can call 1-800-235-5503 and enter your zip code, where you'll then be transferred to your local area agency on aging, like this one in Springfield that serves 17 area counties.
So the whole goal of information assistance is to be answering questions and then finding resources based on those needs. So for example, around here someone needed home delivered meals. We work with the senior centers so we can get them set up to get meals.
We deliver now over 2,000 frozen meals a week, and those numbers increase weekly. New clients are probably an average of 5 to 6 new clients a week.
But it's not just for meals. The information assistance can help you find in-home services, transportation, legal assistance, disease prevention, caregiver support, or advocacy help, as well as seeing if you qualify for state assistant programs.
Do we need to help you apply for food stamps, things of that nature? They're a great resource for you.
Having this clearinghouse of information all in one place is valuable for seniors
because it gets very confusing if you have to call tons of different places. But if you can just call one number and they can give you the information, that's very important.
But one thing to be aware of, you will not get your answers immediately. When you call the number and punch in your zip code, you will initially get a recording.
Please leave your name, telephone number, and a brief message.
And then information and assistance would call back within a day or so.
Judging by the number of people eating lunch at the senior center today, it's obvious the need for services is growing
dramatically. Since I started 10 years ago, our numbers have about tripled.
Our phone calls have increased a lot lately just because everyone's struggling to buy groceries.
A little later, Pitt State prepares for the season opener against UCM. We'll have details in sports.
Plus, we still have some more rain chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. It's definitely turned out to be a nice day for us today. Rain on Sunday and then, of course, yesterday, but plenty of sunshine outside today. In fact, pretty much crystal clear blue skies. Nice shot of our Landers Chevrolet Cadillac on southeast side of the city. We are looking at I-44 east and westbound. Let's go back through the month so far. Of course, August is almost over. Of course, we had a very hot couple weeks at the beginning of the month, and then we cooled down a couple weeks ago. We had some days below average, and then really over the past week, we've sat kind of at or just a hair above where we should be for this time of the year. Upper 80s southwestern Missouri, and then once you get into Oklahoma and Kansas, you hit the 90s, 95 in Parsons, 94 in Independence. Neodesha is sitting at about 95 degrees, but overall, it looks pretty good. Good news here is we don't have to deal with much in the way of humidity. We have kind of a northeasterly wind, so that draws air in, a little bit less humid air across the region. That's what we're going to see as we go through the rest of the evening. And then again for the next day or two across the four-state area. 89, northerly winds at about 10. Humidity is low at about 35%. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 80s, 70s, eventually lower 60s for overnight lows for us tonight. So it's going to feel very pleasant across the region. Clear skies, nothing going on. In fact, most of the central plains look pretty good. Now, once you head south, you can see this wave right across central and eastern parts of Texas. This is actually going to move back toward the west and then shoot toward us as we head into late Thursday and Friday. Until then, we are looking pretty good. So let's go through time. Overnight hours tonight. We'll stop at 6 a.m. Look at this. Temperatures lower 60s. So it feels pretty good. Quick warm up, mid 80s by noon. I think most of us will top out kind of in that 90 to 92 degree range. Very similar to what we saw today. 62 to start, 86 by noon. High temp at 91. Tomorrow evening looks good. We drop back through the 70s, back into the 60s once again. So here's Thursday morning, and then Thursday looks pretty good as well. High temps right around 90, 91. We are going to get some more clouds in here. We may get a shower in here late Thursday night into Friday morning. Most of the rain will stay to our south, but at least we're going to get some additional chances as we head into Friday and then also on Saturday, as finally we are slowly getting out of this drought just a bit, or at least have put a dent in it over the past couple weeks. 91 tomorrow, 91 on Thursday. Slight chance for rain. Temperatures hold right around 90 degrees as we head into the holiday weekend, the unofficial end of summer. We are going to have some hit and miss showers and thunderstorms, especially on Friday. But overall, it looks pretty good. Temps, not bad, near 90. And I think most of Sunday and Monday are, in general, looking pretty good.
Yeah, we'll take that for a holiday weekend.
Yeah, not too bad.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, we're going to hear from the Pitt State Gorillas as they prepare for Thursday night season opener against Central Missouri. And the Joplin Eagles hit the field for their home opener against McDonald County. Jacob Leonard has those highlights and more up next.
Well, this week is finally game week for the Pittsburgh State Gorillas. Pitt State opens their schedule at home on Thursday night, hosting the Central Missouri Mules. Now, the Gorillas won this matchup on the road last year, beating UCM 35-16. This is a new Central team, though, with a new head coach and a bunch of new players. Here are the Gorillas on getting the season started at home Thursday night.
I've been talking to people like yesterday. Someone asked me, "So you guys ready to go?" I said, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to hit somebody else besides, Corey Woodruff, Riley, those guys, Elijah, Bryce. I'm sick of seeing the same guys. I'm ready to see somebody different. We're ready to get the ball rolling."
I feel really confident in our offense, especially our O-line. I feel like they've done a lot of work this summer, and I felt like they really drove our offense, and they need to drive our offense. And I feel good in our receivers. I feel good in our running backs, our quarterback, Chad. I think he's became a really good leader for the offense.
I like the preparation. I like the work we've put in. I like our attitude and commitment. I like the direction our team is going, and I'm happy with the leadership. So I feel confident that our guys will go out and perform well.
The Joplin Eagles are off to a hot start this softball season. Eagles are 4-1 in their first 5 games. And today, Joplin plays at home for the first time this fall, hosting the McDonald County Mustangs. McDonald County strikes first today. Reagan Myrick, nice bunt, throw to first, gets away a little bit, allows Nevaeh Dotson to come home. Mustangs up 1-0. Later in the inning, they got the bases loaded, but Jill McDaniel gets out of the jam with a strikeout. Joplin, though, down 2-0 going to the bottom half. Riley Kelly comes through for the Eagles. Drills it all the way to the fence here. Izzy Eust scores. Joplin gets one back in the bottom of the first, and the Eagles threaten again in the second. But Dotson, big strikeout with 2 runners on. Mustangs keep their 2-1 lead. Right now, they just need 3 outs to win it, leading 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Other softball action today. The Webb City Cardinals play their home opener against Wyandotte, Oklahoma. That one also still going. Wyandotte in control of this one, leading 7-0 in the top of the 7th. Albert Pujols is nearing 700 career home runs. Pujols hit a 2-run shot last night in Game 1 of the Cardinals series against the Reds. His 694th career home run. And he needs just 6 home runs in the final 33 games to become the 4th player ever to reach 700 career home runs. Pujols has a chance to add to his total tonight with the Cards facing the Reds in Game 2 of their 3-game series. Right now it's scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd. Pujols has one at bat, got hit by a pitch. In the American League, the Kansas City Royals kick off a 3-game series tonight on the road against the Chicago White Sox. Brady Singer, been really good on the mound lately for the Royals. He gets the start tonight. First pitch for that one coming up at 7:10. So that feels like we've been talking about it for a while now, but Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern both open the season on Thursday night. I know fans are going to come out to both of those games.
Doesn't it feel good?
It does. It feels hot, but it does feel good.
Football is back, hot or not. We'll be right back after this. Take time now to honor a local veteran. Jeffrey Chipman, Sr., served in the U.S. Army from 1969 to 1975. His hometown, Joplin, and we are proud to salute Sergeant First Class Jeffrey Chipman, Sr., a 4-state hero. Of course, you can learn about lots of other heroes from all across this area. We also invite you to submit a hero of your own anytime. It's very simple. You just click on the link on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. President Biden heads to the swing state of Pennsylvania, hoping to give Democrats a boost on an issue that's been deemed a political vulnerability for them, crime. Also, a growing trend, laptop landlord, owning a property without even visiting it. And how one cancer survivor is helping other cancer patients keep their own hair. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Temperatures continuing in the 90s for a while.
Yeah, it looks decent for this time of the year. We're going to drop back lower 60s later on tonight. 91 tomorrow, plenty of sunshine. Very similar to what we have seen today. 91 on Thursday, but a chance for a few late afternoon thunderstorms.
Final sports note.
Former Pittsburgh State standout Dallas Flowers earned his spot on an NFL roster today. He was named to the Indianapolis Colts 53-man active roster. He was an undrafted free agent back in May.
Good for him. Let's hope he succeeds there. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.